Hello, welcome to this video. Today we are doing a little haul review. I know that I haven't posted the full BRICKWORLD walkthrough yet, which is coming. That should be out next weekend or possibly next Wednesday. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that is coming out soon. But this video is just going over all of the stuff that I got during and around the time of BRICKWORLD, starting off with this shirt here, and this might come in later. We'll talk more about that later, but it's in that shirt, the Shire there. It'd be a little bit easier if I had a phone mount thing, but we're planning to switch over to a camera eventually anyway, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem in the future. But yeah, so I do like this shirt. It looks pretty good. It's the Shire. There's a little bit of mess around me right now because, you know, kind of late at night. Went to a homecoming game. Pretty good. We won. But yeah, yeah, it's just, I'm excited to get this BRICKWORLD stuff out because it was really fun. I'm excited for you to see it, and obviously we're starting off with all the stuff that we got there, and I have a whole bunch of surprises. You might be seeing a little bit back there, part of it, which I'm not going to show that one for reasons that I will explain later. But yeah, let's just start getting into it. I'm sure you guys saw the post, so you saw most of what I have other than the few surprises that I have off to the side back there. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So zooming out just so we can see the bigger picture here, we're gonna get more detailed into all this stuff later, but before I move everything off to a side and go one by one, just kind of want to show you the big picture overall here. So I got a ton of stuff here, and then obviously I got some of the special stuff off to the side there that you guys have no idea about unless you you know, you caught on a little bit what I was pointing to at the intro there, and know what that box is over there, possibly, depending on your nerd knowledge. Let's just say that may have something to do with that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, here's the kind of just whole overview. Pretty cool. A lot of stuff, and we will get into some of the deeper details of what all we have right now. Again, apologies for the mess and stuff off to the corner there. It's all part of my process in getting this desk cleaned off, which I think is going well so far. It was, you know, pretty cluttered, as it's always been pretty cluttered in all these videos that I usually film, and I'm still trying to learn how to organize everything in the best way. But yeah, so these are the 3 built sets, of which we're of course starting first because they're the most obvious, as they're not in boxes or just masked behind all of the other just random stuff in the one box that we had right there that had all the poly bags and stuff in it. So it's, you know, some of the most obvious eye-catching stuff here. First we'll start off with this crawler here from Solo. I forget exactly what it's called, and I'm not entirely sure. I think it's missing, you know, a couple pieces here and there like that, but I believe it has all the figures in it. I haven't checked any of this stuff yet. This is still kind of just bare bones, hey, this is what I bought. I don't know if it's totally complete or not. I believe it's mostly complete, and I don't think there is any side builds to it, but everything seems to function on it and stuff, and it's very nice. And I will be tearing it apart and eventually tearing it apart, rebuilding it, and then you will eventually see a review on it on this channel at some point in the future. I don't know when that is. Same for these other 2 right here, and next of course we'll go to the Resistance Shuttle because it's, you know, the smaller of the 3. But yeah, it's a pretty neat set. Again, same with that. I believe it has all the figures. I believe everything I believe is there, but I haven't double checked as of yet, which I will be doing eventually to a future video, which will eventually come out on going more in depth into the set and where I got it from. All three of these, just for notation purposes, were all purchased at what's it called, Bricks and Minifigs in Grand Rapids, which is where the Lego Con took place. That BRICKWORLD that we went to was BRICKWORLD Grand Rapids, and yeah, it was very fun. Obviously we have bricks, which you will be seeing in a little bit here, but next of course is the biggest pre-built set that we bought, which is the bomber here, the resistance bomber, which may be missing like a few little bits and bobs here and there, but does have the bombs, which I will not demonstrate right now because they're going to go everywhere and I will lose them. But yeah, I think a few pieces here and there may be missing. I think all of the figures for this set are here. I haven't double checked any of the names or anything to see what version of the set I have, because there was, I believe, a couple variants released, some more rare than others, and I will need to check on that. But yeah, it's a very nice set. It's just something cool and seemed to be a fair price based on some of the stuff that I've seen online for it, used kind of in this condition. Of course, I'm pretty sure all three of these had instructions with them, but they are in that smaller box with all the poly bags, which we will be getting to next. Now at first glance, this box is just pure chaos, which you're not entirely wrong in that effect. It has mixes of like magazines here, minifigures, poly bags, used poly bags, new poly bags, and even some custom pieces that you will see somewhere in here. But we're just going to start off right from the top. I'm going to slide it off to the side and just pull stuff out and kind of show you what it is as we go. Obviously, first here we have this popcorn cart, which is you know, it's been out for a little while. Like it's been around the block and has been retired for a little bit, and I already do have one or two of these in our possession, but I thought it was a decent deal, seeing as it would have been 4 or 5 new, like when it first came out, and it's just kind of 3 in this used condition that we found it in. But still not bad. The pieces look clean enough, as you can kind of see through there. Obviously it's been built before and not just like opened and never built, because the figure is built, so they just tore it apart, tossed the figure in. But yeah, it seems all there, and it was just kind of a neat little purchase that I figured might be worth it in the future. Now some of this stuff I don't know a ton about. Like my dad purchased this one, and actually quite a bit of the stuff in here is stuff that my dad purchased. But this is the Monster Minifigures Series 14. Looks like he got it for about $8, and I'm not sure if he tried to feel it to see which one it is or anything, so I have no knowledge of that one, and this will definitely not be opening because that it's not mine and it's my dad's. So moving on from that, let's go into a couple of these other like poly bags here, kind of similar with the popcorn cart, except these are new. Now this is a Nexonite's poly bag, the lava slinger, and a lot of the ideas behind these poly bags is I thought that I could obviously do videos on them and talk about them, maybe do a little bit more research into them than usual, because some of them are a little bit older, as we will be seeing soon here. But this Nexonite's poly bag here, I really just thought was neat. I know a lot of people give Nexonites a bit of crap and stuff for not being the greatest, but I think some of the contributions to like pieces and interesting like minifigures and stuff is well worth it. Like the little shield tiles and stuff, those are great. I love using those in mocks for like tiling and stuff, like city streets and stuff. They're very nice and useful, and I'm pretty sure Nexonites is the reason that we have them. And overall, I think it's a decent theme. I was not like in the era where it was like a thing. I never really had any of them until long after they retired. But I do possess a handful of Nexonite sets, and so far my experience with them has been rather pleasant, so I picked this one up. Next up, we have this Lego City Polybag. I'm not exactly sure when it's from. That will be in the video, as I'm going to do a little bit more research into some of these using like BrickSet and other tools similar to that. But just cool. I thought it was neat. And has a little car. Wasn't like terribly priced for an older polybag, I believe. I mean, that is like double what it most likely originally was, which was probably $5 in the store. But I thought it was neat and worth picking up. Now, next up is something that I believe is a bit older, obviously Kingdoms, so it's going to be a little bit older, but I thought this was like super friggin' cool, and I needed it for my collection. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to open it, or if I'm going to try and recreate that minifigure, because if I can recreate that minifigure, I can easily recreate all of this stuff, and I might just leave it closed, but still have like a version of it built for the review. But that is a choice that I have to make soon. Again, I don't know exactly what year it's from, but I thought it was cool and worth picking up. Now, I believe this is the last polybag in this section. There's a lot of figures and stuff that we're going to go through really quickly and not detailed. Oh, I guess there's one more kind of build in there. But this was a just interesting thing that I've never really seen before, and depending on, once I do a bit of research into it, depending on what I feel about it, I will possibly make the decision to build this and stick it in my city. But I'm going to cut for a second and I will be right back. If it wasn't so late tonight and me wanting to get this out early in the morning around 6:30, 7 o'clock, I would definitely just retake all that stuff that I did. But my little impromptu break there where I had to go take care of something, yeah, it's gonna stand, and kind of half sorry about that, half not. Have fun. Okay, so this next thing is a little Lego Store monthly mini model build, which I just kind of like caught the just kind of caught my eye as something unique that I've never really seen before while we were at BRICKWORLD, which is why I decided to pick it up. It seems to be of like a little sea turtle here, and I have not confirmed that all the pieces are in there, but the instruction booklet is, or packet, or whatever you want to call it, sheet, is really what seemed to catch my eye and kind of the main takeaway from this, as it seems. So yeah, or actually it seems like a little piece of cardstock or something. I don't know, it's interesting, and I want to look into it more. And it's apparently from March of 2013. It's just really interesting. I could like to look into this topic a bit more, and maybe, just maybe, I could order a couple more and maybe do a longer video explaining what I've learned about the Lego Store monthly mini model builds, because I grew up on the Toys R Us model builds. I don't know if that's the same program or if it's like a separate program for Lego Store or versus Toys R Us. So I will have to look into that and definitely see it. Some stuff like that does still happen. Unfortunately, the last one that I know of, I missed by like a couple hours. It was very sad. It was a Barnes & Noble thing. I believe it was like a little Harry Potter build that happened just a couple months or weeks or months ago. As of the filming of this video, it might have been only a few weeks ago as of the filming of this video, but it was on like a Saturday or Sunday, and I think it said Saturday to Sunday, but mine only had it on Saturday at noon, and it was like Sunday after church that I saw it, which was kind of unfortunate. But it does go to show that these still happen be it rarely, at least in my area. I've only heard about that one in the past, I don't know how many years since the Toys R Us monthly model builds, or I don't even remember if it was monthly. It was just kind of random from what I remember, but I was young at that point. But yeah, moving on from this, because I just spent 3 minutes talking about this little plastic bag full of pieces and a little piece of cardstock. We're going to get into actually the little gifts that they give you at BRICKWORLD. So this was one of them. Neither of these were mine. But if I grab the other ones here, there should be 1 or 2 more in here, I believe. I don't know exactly where they are, but here's one of them. I believe that might have been all of them. Looks like it, at least that I have here. Oh wait, no, here we go. Here's where some of the options that we had, and they weren't really stuff that you choose, or I probably would have like got. We probably all would have chosen these ones, but you just were given a little random baggie of bricks at your walking in. This one is, in my opinion, the best one because it has these little like corner snot pieces, not corner snot pieces, rounded snot pieces, which are very useful for mock building, getting interesting angles, as well as these like branch pieces, leaves, and the little green like minifigure angle stand thingies, which is kind of a really nice part to get for building like custom trees and stuff. And it was really cool to see something like this being just handed out at the door, because you were given, let me grab this without spoiling what else we have over there, but you were given, I believe it was, if I can get one free here, you were given this bag, which had like a couple of cards and stuff, a little BRICKWORLD bag, and then it had one of these in there, and it's just really cool. It's really neat, and I just thought it really nice that they included stuff like that, because I don't remember the previous ones that I've gone to being, I think it was the 2023 BRICKWORLD Grand Rapids one, and the is either 2023 or 2022 Detroit BRICKWORLD. I don't remember getting anything like this at either of them, although I could be wrong and it might have just been a little bit different. But as far as I can tell, this was kind of just a unique thing that they did at this one, which was really cool. I thought it was very nice of them to include something little that you could really play around with. Now, starting off with this guy, just kind of a weird figure that I got to go along with some of the other stuff over there, and a set or two over there to get to a little price limit that was set that you could get like a free brick or something, I think. Yeah, just kind of random. That brick might be just sitting in a bag around here somewhere, but obviously I probably should have started with this being the BRICKWORLD Grand Rapids 2024 bricks. This will, one of these will obviously go with my little collection. The other one will go with my dad's. Obviously I kind of like stole everybody's Lego and stuff just to make this video, which is part of the reason why I'm kind of rushing it out, because I not only want to get it out tomorrow, I want to get all this stuff off my desk, and I want everybody to get their stuff, because it's just been like collected sitting on my desk for like a week now, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't want to be like stealing everybody's stuff, but yeah, anyway, BRICKWORLD bricks, very cool as always, kind of a must if you're going to BRICKWORLD, that you need to get one of those if they're still available. Now, next up we have, I'm not entirely sure if I overpaid on this or not. I haven't really looked up the value of all of this stuff. I might have like checked real quick online and it might have been similar to that, but here's the little like security personnel from I believe is Jurassic Park. I don't think it is Jurassic World, though I could be mistaken. But yeah, I just thought they're cool and could make good as like obviously security and stuff for maybe I want to have a building that needs to be secured, or like a SWAT team or something in my Lego city. I think it has some interesting pieces and can be very adaptable, which is the reason why I picked it out. So this guy actually kind of had a purpose. But moving on next to a couple animals, which we'll get out. It might not be all of them because it's kind of just jumbled up. Why not? We'll throw in some random pieces too. And this stuff, I think that's not it for the animals. Okay, I think this, if I can not drop stuff, maybe it for the animals and stuff. There's also a couple minifigures mixed in with them. So first off, we'll move these guys off to the side and look at these real quick. Obviously some random like dots pieces and interesting animal like prints slash stickers, like animal related stuff. I believe my sister got these. My dad might have bought them for my sister. I'm not entirely sure because for a lot of this stuff I was absent, going around getting video and stuff filmed and just looking at stuff, obviously, because, you know, we're at BRICKWORLD, gotta look at stuff. Sorry if my chain is messing with the mic there. I'm still learning how to use it. But yeah, I think it's really cool, and we're going to toss those off to the side because this video is already getting super long. But next up we have these various animals, which one of these is certainly more interesting to us than the others, being this goat here. But obviously we have a couple dogs, like the one guy from Coco, sorry I don't remember his name, a bear cub, little blue jay I think, another bear cub, or that might be a dog, I think that's a dog, and then like a little poodle right there. But this is very nice. My mom wanted it actually for a farm, believe it or not, because she wants to build a farm eventually. So we gotta teach her how to build mocks, nice mocks, because we don't just want to build it for her, because I think she would enjoy if she actually learned how to build it, which we'll have to teach her some of the techniques eventually. But here we have some other interesting animal pieces, such as like dogs, otter, and a bunny, I believe, and like a stuffed bunny and a monkey, along with another minifigure, which is maybe like a hair salon artist or a pet salon artist. I'm not sure what set or where it's from. I guess that one was probably 12 bucks based on that. And I don't know the prices of any of these because also my parents went off and did their own thing for a while, and I am actually seeing some of this stuff for the first time as we're going through it here because I didn't really look through it all. But next up we have a forget her name. I almost said Katniss Evergreen, but that's from that's the Hunger Games character and not the Hawkeye character, but she's from Hawkeye. It's the female. I believe it was in the Marvel CMF series, and then there's a little goofy looking dog in there. Now next up we'll go with this guy. I don't remember exactly what theme is from. Maybe it was Fabuland, possibly, because of the like anthropomorphic sheep or poodle dog or something. I think it's Fabuland just off of first glance. I didn't look at this before or look up any of these things, but I'm pretty sure this is a Fabuland character and is kind of neat. I'm sure my dad also thought the same thing when he picked up. Now, here's something interesting. I know we have at least one of this guy kicking around somewhere, but these are some Technic characters, which I cannot be sure on the year on because I don't know much about like Technic and like the history of Technic and stuff, but these were some Lego Technic characters and are very neat to see. You don't see them all too often. We have one or two kicking around the collection somewhere, but like nothing major. It's just they're just kind of there, and I don't really know what they go to, if I'm honest, and I should definitely do some research into them, maybe for a video one day. Next up we have something a little bit interesting, and we have like a little Mixel's gremlin character. This is definitely something that my dad just kind of found. Was like, oh, that's a goofy looking print, and probably didn't know where it was from. No offense, but yeah, it's pretty cool. We definitely have a few of them kicking around. If any of you guys remember the Mixels, you definitely have a few of them kicking around. I can't be sure what like Mixel this would be from exactly. I know a lot of them were different, but I myself can't go through and figure out what each of them were. But yeah, pretty cool. Next up, we are going to look at this little Clint Barton with an owl and stuff. Also kind of probably purchased with the female from Hawkeye. Again, pretty cool. We're going to start speeding through this a little bit more just because for sake of time. But a couple droids here. I'm assuming they're pretty cheap because my dad, I don't think, would just purchase a couple random droids on a whim if they weren't a decent deal. Now this was from it's not Brick Exchange, it's Pop's Block Shop, I believe. Pop's Block Shop, where we got a couple of the other things over there and a couple other things coming up here. This is kind of like his not really sig fig, but like representation of his channel and stuff, and he threw it in with our order, which is very nice. And it's a very cool character that will definitely get displayed somewhere and will never get changed because it's Pop's Block Shop. It's just very cool. Definitely go check out his channel if you're interested into like buying and selling Lego and stuff like that. Especially the selling aspect, because he does a lot of stuff like that, obviously, with his little booth at the convention there, where we got a handful of things. But yeah, we just kept coming back to his little shop and just purchasing some stuff, which is where probably a lot of this stuff came from, a lot of these figures, if I'm honest. Next up is a couple of things that I purchased at Pop's Block Shop specifically. We got a Plo Koon here. Very, very cool. It's the older variant, I believe. I'm pretty sure this is the first one. I can't remember how many versions of them. I think there's 2 or 3. I'm not entirely sure. And then, of course, we have this very nice Aura Singh. Both of these are obviously for some mocks and stuff in the future, and just some interesting Star Wars characters that I wanted to add to my collection, and I now have them, which is very cool. Now, next up, we got some actually custom stuff with these little custom Amazon packages printed on 2x2s, and then a tile on top. Just a couple cool little things. Might end up getting more of them one day, just to like spread around the city eventually for some detail stuff. And again, something else that I'll probably get more of is these signs here. This one says Clutch Power, for example, just like little protest signs and stuff. Something just interesting, custom, to add a little bit more life to the city that we're working on. But let me move this guy over here. This is a very interesting thing that I personally have never seen before and don't know anything about, but I'm assuming it has a Darth Vader figure in here. I will not be opening it because my dad might know more about it than me, or he might have just thought it was cool and bought it. Either way, I'm not gonna open it. It's my dad's, so I'm not gonna show that off in this video, along with a couple other things that are coming out. But a very neat little magazine here. And moving that aside, we'll bring these other couple magazines out, which there are 2 seemingly, and of course have more of the little foil bags, I believe. Now, don't quote me on this because I'm probably wrong. I feel like these are European exclusive, some of them, or they might just be the generic like stuff that you can get at Walmart sometimes, that are usually super overpriced. Sometimes like $15 for just like the magazine and the little foil bag. But he obviously got these for $10, so that kind of leads me to think that they're not, or maybe they're just older ones when they sold them for a lot less at the time. But yeah, still very cool with these foil bags. Possibly just kind of going into the collection. Maybe they might get opened up one day. I'm not entirely sure on his plans for those. But the last thing that we have in this box, which will round out the bulk of the thing, is the instruction manuals for the sets. If you want to look at the set numbers there, obviously they all came with them, which was part of the reason why we got those 3 sets specifically, because we could get the instruction manuals for them with it. Because sometimes they'll sell stuff like we don't have the instruction manual, and it's like, do I want to do it? Do I like? I like having the physical instruction manual, so this was a big bonus that kind of went into the determining of whether or not we're getting these sets specifically. But let me clear this off, and we can go into the last section, which will be box sets, and that before I reveal some of the little surprises at the end. So this section is rather large compared to the other stuff because it's all boxed sets, some of which have been reboxed because they're like used sets that have been opened, but everything else is brand new. This stuff here we got at the Lego store along with this, which I'll explain later why there's so many of them. But first off, we'll start with some of the Lego store stuff. Just really quickly here, got Clone Commander Cody here, which I actually opened and built at a mall, at the mall that we got it at. I forget the exact name of it, if I'm completely honest, but it's the mall with the Lego store in Grand Rapids. But yeah, I just kind of built it while we were waiting for my mom and sister outside of the Lush store. This is a couple of minifigures, which I'm not exactly entirely sure what they are. I think it's like 3 minifigures. I think my dad just got them for parts mostly, and I didn't even really look at them because I was busy looking at those. But next off, we have the Bark Speeder Escape, which, you know, overpriced, but I kind of want it. It's kind of neat. I liked the Carolyn Beck figure and the build itself, so I wanted to get it to review eventually. And that seemed like a good excuse because we were up there to spend money on Lego, and there's a lot of stuff, and now I'm seeing that I had this turned around the wrong way, which is kind of goofy. But we have the Lego brand store, because I made so many Lego stores, I gotta call it Lego brand store, seemingly. But yeah, just kind of a cool set that caught our eye, and we ended up picking it up. But setting that aside there, we have the Christmas table decoration, which, according to my dad, is not a spoiler. So I'm sorry if it was supposed to be a present. I don't think it was because he told me it wasn't. But it looks like it has some interesting pieces and stuff here and might end up being a table decoration as winter comes along. Now I'm going to save the D&D figures for last because I got a little bit of explaining to you regarding those. But next up is the stuff that we bought at BRICKWORLD itself. First off, I have this little Technic figure, which really Technic set that caught my eye because it was so small. Like, look at it compared to even this small box set, which I think retailed for like $5 back in the day. But yeah, this was obviously a set in accompaniment with Shell, which they definitely had a partnership with back at one day. But it seems like it was part of a series, some of it being, a lot of it seemingly being system stuff, and then just this one odd Technic set, which was just kind of cool, and it seems like a neat little collector piece, and I probably won't be opening it. Maybe I could just replicate the build and do a little video on it, but I doubt I'm going to open this thing just because it's kind of neat. Something to throw into like one of those, probably that one. I think it has space for it, and it might actually fit perfectly in there, so I might do that later today or Sunday. But yeah, setting that off to the side. Next up we have this little guy here, the Fire ATV. Very cool set from a little while back with the older style fire extinguisher and fireman. They're just a very cool set that I couldn't tell you what year it was from because I didn't look all this stuff up, but that will be something that I know for the review in the future, which will definitely be coming of this. I just love these little box sets. I just remember getting 1 or 2 here and there, and they're just cool. I just like the smallness of the box and stuff, which is also part of the reason why I lent into getting that. Now, here we have the Miner Battle Pack, the mining team set here. Very cool setup. This one I don't believe is super old. because I remember seeing this mining theme on shelves and stuff with their whole glow-in-the-dark spider thing being interesting. But yeah, my dad definitely looked at this, and I bought it for him. So I'm probably not going to be reviewing this one, because I'm going to be handing it off to him to keep, because he likes the mining sets and stuff. So I really grabbed it for him overall. But next up, we have a set that I truly believe that we have somewhere, but my dad didn't think we had, so he picked it up. And I think he still thinks that we don't have it, but I'm almost sure that we have it somewhere, because I thought I remembered building it. But it's the hidden side little shrimp boat thing. Kind of a neat set. If we look at it here, it's that little shrimp boat and stuff. A cool hidden side set that my dad picked up at the con. And finally is something that we most definitely do not have, which is the mining truck, which is not from that mining theme right there, as you can tell by the OG gold piece here and those rocks. This was from a older mining theme, and of course the figures was from a past mining theme before that, and looks pretty blocky, but it looks really neat. And yeah, I haven't really taken a good look at this yet, which we will eventually. But yeah, it's just super neat, and I could possibly do a video on it, but my dad will definitely build these guys. And it's possible I do end up doing a video on them. But yeah, that's about it for this stuff. Oh, I gotta talk about D&D figures. That's kind of important, and I mentioned multiple times that I was going to come back to them, and I almost just skipped them. But we have should be the full set of 12. I used a app, won't say which one, but you can just look up like minifigure scanning app, and you should be able to find a reliable one. This should be a full set, and I'm going to be filming a whole bunch of videos, some individual stuff for Figure Fridays, and a full wave review, so you can look forward to that stuff coming out in the coming weeks. I'm not sure if that's going to end up posting the wave review. I'm not sure if that's going to end up being on a Wednesday or being a Saturday video. I would like to post longer form videos, maybe twice a week. Now try and get into more of a groove, get more stuff out there for you guys to check out and watch after we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, which is crazy, and that video is coming. But I need to get through the D&D figures and all of the BRICKWORLD stuff, which will take a couple weeks to run its course. But yeah, that's all I really have to talk about for this stuff, and let's get into the kind of surprises and that real quick. So let me deal with this mess real quick. So as we move into the stuff that I didn't really show previously, other than this guy here, we obviously have the mic that I have been using throughout this video, and we're gonna see how good the audio quality is, and if it's not, perfect, it's probably because I know nothing about this mic yet, and this is the first time I'm using it. Also, we have King Lear by William Shakespeare here. It's for a AP course that I am taking in for school, so that has nothing to do with YouTube or my channel and stuff in general, but it's just something that I ordered with it. I also ordered 2 other books, one of which I already have put away, so I'm not really going to bother showing that. Another of which is a French edition of the first Land of Stories book, so that will be nice, and that will be arriving in a couple weeks. Now on to the reason why I moved this guy from the known stuff over to the little surprises category, because obviously this stuff, which I can't show you this one, but if you remind me, I will do it on the 1,000 subscriber video, just because this may or may not have to do with a certain birthday in a few weeks. But yeah, so first off, this edition of Lord of the Rings, the reason I got it is because it was a few bucks cheaper than it normally is. Down here I can find it for $65.99, I think, at Barnes and Noble is how I found it, and I found it a couple bucks cheaper up there. And it's an edition that I've been kind of looking at for a while because I don't know exactly where it's gone off to, but I have a version, a pocketbook of The Hobbit, but I have just like a regular version of Lord of the Rings, and I kind of wanted a matching set, and this one was kind of nice, and I also like the little case that came with it. The thing here that I can set up kind of like how this Narnia set is, which this is actually my sister's, and I need to read it and get it back to her. But yeah, other than that, so I can show you these two, but I can't show you this one. So let's start with this one, just so I can have the fun of seeing whether or not I can get it out of there with one hand. Hopefully I can. And the reason that I got a few maps instead of just the one that I got for my mother from Lord of Maps, definitely check them out if you need if you want like a cool art piece. If I can, yeah, it's very cool. It's kind of like in the style of Lord of the Rings and stuff, which is why I set this guy back here with the like unknown stuff that I had never really showed you in any YouTube posts or anything. This one is also a cool one. If I come over here by my on my chair here, which is also fairly new, I have this very cool map of France, and yeah, so it's just super cool map, and that's why I got it, because they kind of look like Lord of the Rings maps, and I like Lord of the Rings. But they're really cool. They're running a deal at the time. I think they still are if you want to check them out, where it's buy 2 maps, get 1 free, which is why I ended up getting the couple other maps, because I was already intending to buy this, but then I saw that. Unfortunately, I can't show you this yet, but for the 1,000 subscriber video, please remind me that I need to show this, because I will try my best to show it. But yeah, that's about everything that we got. All of that stuff, this stuff, the maps, everything, cool art pieces and stuff, and possibly most importantly for the future of this channel, the DJI Mic 2, which is the full set with like all of the adapters, the charging case, 2 of the mics, and a receiver. This will also help me transition over into using like a more traditional camera, or like my GoPro, to film more videos, simply because now I can get better audio on that, which was my main gripe with using my GoPro and stuff, was that the audio wasn't great. And hopefully I should be able to get some better video quality as well through that. Maybe not be limited as much by 720, I think. Yeah, 720p, and get 1080, just, or maybe even 4K if I want to do that, but probably 1080 at least for now. Simply because I will transition over to doing like editing and stuff on my laptop, which is charging right there actually, because I can just download stuff right from my GoPro onto my laptop super easily, and that's really the only thing that was holding me back from going onto that, was the audio. And I'm not doing that with this. I'm obviously using my phone just because it's quicker and easier right now, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. yeah, it's it'll be interesting. Definitely didn't spend like all night working on this, and I still need to edit it yet so that I can get it out for you guys to watch in the morning. And I have no idea how long this video is. I know it's super long, and I have no idea how long this video is gonna end up being, but it's much longer than my other content and stuff, that's for sure, because I spent like quite a while on just the like polybag stuff alone. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this style of stuff that's kind of a little bit more relaxed, not just being like, you know, okay, I'm talking about this, and being more just like talking about certain, like one certain thing. If you like this kind of just talking about whatever kind of style thing, definitely subscribe, like, and comment, let me know. And let me know what I can do better if you like the audio and stuff. And I forgot to turn the light on after the last take, but that's fine, we'll just leave it, because yeah, that's about all I have to say for this video, and I hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you later. Bye.